Hi everyone, it's Bobby Winger. Just on Party Poker in the middle of a session. I'm playing Fast Forward. It is Party Poker style of Zoom poker. So it's a cash game. I'm playing at $25 stakes. So the most you can sit down with is 25. So we're already in the middle of a session. We've done 400 plus hands. Here's all my stats right here on the side. So I'm just going to play a little bit and we'll see how it goes here. We will call one here. I'll probably do a continuation bet. We'll call one, and then we'll evaluate what he does. Hopefully he checks it. Yeah, so we got to fold now. No big deal. So I've recently just switched to Party Poker. Starting to like it quite a bit actually. Format's pretty much the same as Poker Stars once you get used to it. You know, it always looks a little different, but poker's poker at the end of the day. And the software is not too bad, so I'm liking it quite a bit actually. If you're new to poker, these stats on the side is a poker program called Poker Tracker. Keeps all your stats, shows you how much hands you played, stuff like that, keeps all your graphs. I definitely recommend getting a HUD if you play and you don't have one. Okay, we'll raise here. Okay, here we're gonna 3-bet this one, raise it up. We have this is our first hand with this guy, so no information. But you got to keep in mind that we have position on him and we have a big stack, so it's intimidating for him. If he comes over top of us, no problem leaving an ace jack. It's a good reason why you raise right there. If an ace comes, a good chance you're beat. Yeah, one thing I think people do too much is they raise pre-flop and second someone raises them, they think they have to call all the time. A lot of times raising is just to take advantage. You can take the blinds or take the lead in the hand. If someone raises you, no problem laying it down, especially out of position. Okay, it's probably the best flop you can get if you want a raiser to catch an ace. I don't like that he checked it, because he might slow down here, or he could be super strong. Most people, if you miss, will always bet with an ace. So he could even gone on a trips here. You know what I'm gonna do here? It's kind of a strange play. I'm gonna raise him, but if he raises us, we're gonna fold. There we go. I just don't think. I think if he raises there, so I think he might have even had a. I'm gonna say maybe even King Jack. It looks like Ace 5 suited. So I finally learned on Party Poker how to look back at the last hands. Problem is this all goes a little too fast, so it's kind of hard to see it. Was that the hand? Or was it this one? Yes. Oh, and I already missed it again. Well, whichever way we beat him, but I think he actually had a weak ace. So he did something called pot control. He checked the flop, just didn't want to build it up with a weak ace. I'm surprised he called this with a weak ace on the river, but. So here we got the inside straight and 2 overcards, here to show weakness. No problem feeling it out, just stabbing at it. You could easily fold this. I don't mind just trying to raise out, see what happens against the blinds. King Jack's not a hand I like to call too often when I get 3-bet, especially out of the small blind here. If we're deep stacked, I sometimes do, but if a guy's just low stacked, you know, most hands he's raising you ace king, ace jack. You know, people do raise kind of wide, all the 6-8 suited hands, stuff like that, low pocket pairs, but King Jack in general isn't a strong hand. But you'll learn in poker, a lot of hands you can raise with. Doesn't mean you want to call re-raises with, but they're totally fine to raise, to open up, but you don't want to be calling everything just because you raised. So a good chance this guy's floating here. Could have overcards. And I'm actually going to check it now. I think we're ahead here, but I don't want to get raised, so we'll just check it. And we're ahead. So that's what I thought. He floated with, he had the ace of spade on the flop, so backdoor spades. But he had 2 overcards. We had a blocker with the queen, but a lot of times people aren't just going to give up if they have overcards. They're going to, you know, just because you bet the flop, they're not going to let you take it down. Sometimes ace high is good enough. I'll do a filler bet. He's probably going to call here, but we'll just see what happens. Okay, nice. It worked out. That's the power position right there. Just shows you if you're last to act, how much advantage it is. If I was in his spot there, I'd have to check him the whole time, and he probably would have did our play, and we would have lost the hand. So. So you'll see here for poker players who know these stats, this is extremely high. When I play one table, my stats are a little misleading. When I'm this focused, I like to see a lot of flops against people. I think I have an advantage seeing flops and outplaying people. So in general, I would recommend if I was a coach, you know, you probably want to be about 20%, right around that to about, you know, I'd say anything under 15% is too tight, and anything above 25% is usually too loose. So you really want to be around that 20%, 22, 18%. Today I'm a little higher, but it is also one table, so I am focused. If I had 2 tables, this would slowly get lower, and if I play 4 tables, then I'm sometimes around 16, 15%. So sometimes it matters the stakes you're playing. NL25 is a pretty starting to get high stakes for me. It's my favorite stake to play. It's where I've played most of my volume at. So I'm very comfortable. People try to outplay people. I actually find the lower stakes you go, you have to be tighter and tighter. I'm learning just from the last month of playing micro stakes. Everyone's really tight, and that's funny. The higher up in stakes you go, everyone actually gets loose. And when I first started playing poker, it wasn't like that. I always found the bad players at the low stakes, they were pretty loose, and the higher stakes were tight, but it kind of seems like it's changed, at least from my experience anyways. So you could have 9-10 here, could have Jack King would be a great hand, and we take it down, we won't find out. So clearly you didn't have a Jack. So here's kind of a fold, but this was about to tell you, if more people call, you're kind of getting pot odds with position. So now we're going to call. We are setting Solana could do a squeeze play. So let's say this guy raises here. There's a good chance none of us are calling. He only has to worry about the original raiser, even this guy here. So if he goes $4 right now, only this guy's probably going to call, and he knows the 3 of us are going to call, and there's already $2.75. So he did it. That's a really, really small way. We're all going to call. So he just did a pot builder. Not one person's folding here. It's all pot odds. So I doubt it. He's really strong. He could even have a, you know, even a ace-4 suited. If he catches a flush, he's going to really build it up. So this queen here, I'd really rather clubs obviously than a queen. We'll see what happens. We're last act. A good chance when there's this many people is everyone's going to check it, because the board doubled up. Everyone's afraid of a 7, so everyone's going to check it. So I could sometimes stab here and bet a 1, like $1, but and all that. But you know, I'll even do it. because I don't think anyone's going to raise us, and they're probably going to check to us on the turns. We'll probably get the turn. We'll probably get the river for this price. So whatever the river comes, he's probably going to check to us. You'll see here. Okay, he's going to check. We're going to check to do pot control, and he might bet about $6 on the flop, a river, and we'll probably call him now. I just told him we don't have a 7 by doing that, but I don't want to get check raised. So now he's doing a value bet. We'll call it. And he's got kings. So it was not a bad play. It got all the other people out of the flop, out of the hand, that no one could get a pocket pair and get a full house. I'm surprised he did that squeeze that light. He easily could have took a bad beat there. So if I was having notes, I do find this site really hard to make notes. You have to go back in such a strange way. I'd actually label that guy a rookie. I don't like the way he played that hand at all. Just doesn't know betting sizes. He should never have bet that low. You know, pocket kings versus 5 people there is you're not going to win too often. I actually think if I would have bet hard on the turn and river, you can sometimes get them off that. That board doubled 7. I was last to act, so out of everyone, there's a good chance I had a 7 there. But checking the turn there really showed weakness. When you're used to playing a lot of tables, one table, even with Zoom, or this is fast forward, I'm so used to playing PokerStars fast forward, but when you fold, you're on a new table. Some people it's enough action, but I'm so used to multi-tabling that I do find this a little slow. And the casino is 10 times slower, but the casino is way softer if you play poker, if you play online or live. Way easier at the casino, just very time consuming. You only get about 20-25 hands an hour. In our line, you can, depending on how many tables you want to play, you can get 1,000 tables if you play 4 tables. 1,000 hands. Okay, I'm actually gonna do the same play. I'm gonna check back this ace. If I just bet it, he doesn't have anything, he's gonna fold. I don't mind. It wasn't too draw heavy. Now we'll bet it. Now other draws get there, get a bit of value. A jack could call you now. You got to keep in mind, you don't always want to bet people out of the hand when you have a hand. So if I have a weak ace there, if I bet he calls, sometimes the only hands that's going to call are beating you, so you don't want to just bet and win the pots all the time. Kind of want to let them catch up a bit. You will take some bad beats for sure, but overall you'll make a bit of money by doing that. So I'm actually going to fold this here. He's got position on me. He's not deep stacked. 7-8 suited. It was, under the gun. My range here is supposed to be way stronger than 7-8 suited. So for him to re-raise me there, you should be laying that down. So these are one of those hands too. He's in the same position I was. If this guy calls here, I probably would call now because of pot odds, and 6-5 just flops well. But now, just like this, now I'm not enticed enough to do it. Okay, we'll probably 3-bet that hand. I would have if it was suited. If one of these guys would have raised, I would have probably 3-bet him. So this kind of hand you could check raise sometimes and represent these. The razor doesn't always hit this, so now I'll lead out to see what he does here. And we took it down, so we're in small blind. A lot of those low cards, it's more our range likely than his range. So you know, you can just kind of do a little feeler bet. If he would have called me there, I wouldn't have bluffed the river. I just would have shut it down. Okay, here I'm actually going to raise him up. Even though I told you Jack Ace wasn't the best, sorry, Jack King's not the best hand. I just want to still back position on him. He's raising us. I just want to fight back. If he 3-bets us, we fold. Sorry, if he would have 4-bet us, we raise, we would have folded. Ace 9, you could go here. I will raise, but I'll definitely fold to anyone who re-raises. Hopefully we get it in there. Yeah, so now we'll fold, no problem. Ace 4 is a raise, suited. If it was Ace 4 offsuit, I would fold that. But Ace 4 suit is good enough. And if the button would 3-bet us, or we'll still call a 3-bet with these stack sizes. If he was like at 11 bucks and re-raised us, we'd fold. But he's got enough chips there that it's worth seeing. So a lot of times your hand strength, you have to look at the stack sizes, you have to look at your position. For the new players out there, you know, King Jack isn't just King Jack, it really matters on, you know, every hand. King Jack's just an example, but you can't always look at your cards just at 2-4, like it really matters. Position, stack sizes, how many people are in the pot. If they both fold, I will raise. If it was Ace 6, I wouldn't. Ace 5 helps you with getting a straight draw. If we get re-raised, we'd fold. If he checks it, I might stab at this now. So now I'm going to do a feeler bet, see if I can take this down. I'd prefer to have a diamond to do it. So he called us. I think a king would re-raise us. The only problem is now the straight gets there, so almost everything's there. The flush is there, the king's there, straight's there. So I'm actually not going to do another barrel here. Oh, he had it to 10. So that's probably the one hand we could have got him off with. If I would have bet there, especially if I would have bet pot, he probably would have folded, but hindsight's 20/20. It was probably the weakest hand he was going to have there. These are one of those hands, there's not too many draws here, so you know, like an 8-9 could call you, 8-7, but it's not like there's a flush draw, straight draw. So depending on the card, like a jack or a 10 here is a very scary card because he can get 2 pair here with his queen. So you always want to know what combos are there for people to properly call. So if I had ace queen there, you know, I wouldn't want a king 10, jack, 9, right around there. You know, not too many king 6s, king 5s are gonna, sorry, queen 5s, queen 6s are gonna call you. So you don't want him to get 2 pair or something like that. So now I'm going to lead out. He's only going to call us if he has a spade, and we represent that we had a spade and we got away with it. So crazy. You can play poker, not be recording, and you get a lot of hands and good action, and then second decide to record. It's just funny how you can play 100 hands and nothing happens, but that's just poker. So same thing here. I don't. It's very strange. If he had more chips, I would just re-raise him here because not too many hands would just. Unless he has ace 2 leading out, but a good chance he has a flush draw. Yeah, I don't know if we want to call another one because we don't really beat anything here now. Even most flush draws, a queen, king flush draw beat us, so. But if he had a bigger stack, I would have done a little feeler there. I probably would have raised him on the flop just to see where we're at. Not too many people donk out in front of a razor with an ace. Okay, this is a nice hand I like to 3-bet with. 5-7 suited, it's a very sneaky hand. I don't usually want to do it on people who are under the gun here, so this is what I'm talking about. I can represent that we're super strong with pocket aces or something like that. We got a pair, so we hit something. So that's not a good card, because now he could have a 3 of a kind, but we'll check it. Maybe we can drop a 5 or a 7, and we could beat ace-queen, something like that. He's probably going to bet here $6. There it is, 6-6. So now we can't call. But I still like our play. That's a good hand to be doing little plays with that. So that's a very strange bet. Now we're both deep stacked here, so I like this, but that's a very big bet. Not too happy with just catching A here. We'll do one more here. He's probably going to bet pot with his strange bet. He's screaming like he's got an overpair, but we can see if we can get 2 pair or something, or 3 of a kind. He might check it back to us because of 3 hearts. Oh, well, that's obviously not two good cards to come. Now ace king gets there. Okay, so let's see what the heck this guy had. That's a very strange play he just did. Might have even been a misclick. No, ace-9 suited. Huh. So I'm going to remember his name, B Pro Poker. So it shows aggression pre-flop, but you know, shuts it down if he doesn't have anything there. This other guy's been doing some strange betting here, and now I'm seeing his stats. That's why it's good to have a program. His stats are starting to get very, very high and aggressive. So now I don't have to give him as much credit for this ace and jack. We'll see what happens here. So I'll call one more here. Well, that's not good now. Even 10 jack gets there. Sorry, 10 queen. The king gets there. So we're probably beat on everything, but we'll just see what happens. If he bets, we can't call. And he caught the river. So that guy's letting us know. We know he's not a good player. So when I see him next, I'll make a note. But he was betting the whole time. Just represent the ace, and then he had an inside straight draw, and then he just got lucky and got the river. But so look, we were making good poker there, it just didn't work out. Okay, pocket tens. Here's this, guys. I'm going to make a quick note. NL25, rookie, and willing to bluff. It might sound like a strange note to some people, but a lot of people don't bluff nowadays. Everyone kind of just bets when they have it. And the old play used to be you check raise and you know, slow play. Now the trend in the last 2 years, or maybe even a little longer, is you just bet, and you start building the pot. So even if you have pocket eights and it comes 8-8 jack on the flop, you just keep betting it, and your goal is to obviously win the whole stack. So I grew up when it was just little, you know, win little pots and you slow it down and hopefully someone steals it. But most people now just play with aggression, aggression, aggression. So here I'm going to try to isolate him. We know he's a bad player. He's raising with king 10 hands. We saw that. So now I want to take initiative here, and I'm hoping to get other people out of the pot to play him one-on-one, because now I want to start attacking him. And by re-raising him there, you know, it gives your chances better just to play one-on-one. And he gets those other shit hands that he's raising with hopefully out of the pot. I don't recommend ever playing with under the buy-in, so this is a $25 table. So to me, these are weak players here. You know, there's always exceptions to the rule. Some people do play low stack, they want to look weak, but you know, if you have a big hand, you want to get rewarded for it. So if you finally, you know, play 300 hands and you finally got a flush, you don't want to have $8 there that you can't make any money off it. You want to always make sure you have a full stack. So if you only have $10, you know, you should never be at a $50, $100 table. You should always try to be at the max tables that your money's at. You should have obviously a lot more buy-ins, but I'm just saying if you only had $20 in your account, you should be never at a table higher than $20. And the most common bankroll management for like a Zoom poker or fast forward here, you want about 40 buy-ins would be the most common thing. 40 to 50 buy-ins for the stakes you play. Okay, here I could 3-bet. I'm gonna actually just call this one. It's still under the gun. I know I did that play last time, 5-7 suited. This one I'll mix it up because it was against the same guy here. Oh, so that one would have been a little better to 3-bet it, but... So these are one of those hands. So if he has like ace, king, 3 of a kind, we want to just raise it now. I don't want to slow play it. You could, but the problem is, you know, if it doubles up, I'm scared because he was under the gun, raised big. He could already have us as a flush draw. If another diamond comes, I'm not happy. So I don't mind just start building the pot there. You know, if he has ace king, it's hard for him to get away. King jack, even king queen, right? Even a pocket kings. It's hard for him to get away there if you just start betting hard. They're praying for not a diamond. They're hoping you're just getting aggressive. So I definitely like calling this guy being big, 2 big stacks. I'd rather get a straight than a flush because it's only a 6 high. So with those hands, you know, when you're this deep stack, you don't want to have a small flush. You'd rather have, you know, obviously the straight would hopefully be the nut straight. Okay, I'm calling this, which is a very, very loose call. He sees all this dead money here, and he won't put me on 6-5 here. So this is a loose call. It's a, you know, calling a massive raise here, and we caught a pair here. So if he has pocket ace here, he's probably going to bet $6-7. Could even bet 10. 10 would be a little hard to call, so I have to call this. Now if I catch a 6 or a 5 here and he's got pocket aces or something, we could take his whole stack. Okay, now we have open end. We'll see what he does here, how much we want to call, maybe $12. Okay, bet $10, he's keeping us in the hand here. So now a 6, 5, 8, or a 3, and we probably win this hand. Okay, we got 2 pair. He could have a flush, he easily could. Looks like we had the heart draw though. Okay, now I'm gonna value bet here. I'm gonna bet $14 and see if we can get a call here. He shouldn't have an 8, he shouldn't have a 3. Could have pocket 10s. And that play works. So look at that. He didn't, you know, he could have just been doing a squeeze play there, trying to steal all that money. And I stuck through it with 6-5, which, you know, some people would watch that and say you're crazy. But when I'm deep stacked against people, you have the chips to play with. I don't know what the top pros would do there, but to me, I like to make plays like that, and you know, obviously it looks better when it works out. if he would have had 3 of a kind there or re-raised me. If he re-raises, you're beat every time. He's never bluffing there. I did a strong bet there. That low bet's screaming for like I had the nut flush or something, right? So a lot of times the bigger bets look more bluffy. So if I would have bet pot, then that could actually be a bluff. So I'll actually end the video off that more or less. I'll wait till my big blind. I don't want the video to be too long. So it's just a session here. But let's 3-bet this guy here. That's a little too big. Let's go right there. So I 3-bet bigger in this when you're out of position. My normal 3-bet raises or re-raise, if you want to use that term, is usually about 3 times their raise. And so that's not a good flop for this guy calling us, but we'll try one continuation, see what happens here. And now we'll shut it down. I don't want to get committed anymore to this. Could check it, hope he's got a flush draw, but he's probably going to take initiative now and bet maybe $6, $4. We'll still shut it down. I don't want to chase anything there. So that was just a little session at NL25 on Party Poker. See you guys later.